Hey guys, this is Priya. You're watching Droidpedia Academy. Welcome back to my channel. Wishing you all a very happy new year. Wanted to start with a sweet note, so here we go. And in today's topic, we're going to cover about rendering. Before I talk about rendering, what is this concept? If you're wondering about it, then let me brief you a little bit. It's about Matter.js, which is a beautiful physics engine library. Let's have a look at it, guys. If you can see, this is the one which I was talking about. This is fabulous to design games. I have a full set of repository where I've done so many different games. If you're interested, the link is in the description box. Feel free to check it out, and any doubts you can always comment. And also, if you're facing a lot of difficulties, you have my email address in the comment section. You can personally reach out to me and I will be glad to help you all out. Alright, without any further delay, let's go into the documentation now. So this is a bit about Matter.js. Alright, you can explore yourself on this. If you just sit down for 15-20 minutes, you'll know a lot about Matter.js. In this particular one, we are now talking about something called rendering. If you can see, this is about rendering. I feel I want to address rendering as a wireframe. Now, why as a wireframe? Hear me out, okay? First of all, this is a basic program that I've designed, which is like a set of boxes, if you can see like this, right? And this is done using Matter.js, okay? So every body that is present over here is done using Matter.js. Let us see a bit. If you can see, this is the method that I have used to create a particular body. This dot body is equal to bodies dot rectangle would create a body using Matter.js. If you see my sketch.js, I have used that particular class to create multiple objects. That's the only thing. Guys, if you want this particular one, feel free to comment and I will add it. I feel that it's pretty known to everybody, because if you're watching this, I'm sure you know a bit about Matter.js. I'm assuming that, okay? Right. So to start off with rendering, we add a constant called render, okay, which will take all the properties related to Matter.js, right? And you can completely avoid this, okay? I just, instead of addressing it every time using matter.render, I prefer designing such constants which make my code look much simpler, if that makes sense. Anyways, right, the next snippet that we are going to add is a render function, which is done using this. Now there are different ways to create this render function, but I personally use element, engine and width, height. That's it, right? Nothing more than this one, right? Now here, this particular Matter.js game is designed with only single engines. That's why be careful which engine you're using, right? Render can slow down a bit, right? So be careful with the kind of properties that you're using. As you can see over here in the documentation, there are a lot of properties that you can actually use to create your rendering. Now once this is designed, the next thing that you're going to add is render.run. This is basically to keep the rendering continuously under a working condition. Alright. So once these three are added, you will be able to see a structure like this. The one which is in the bottom is done using rendering, and the one which is on the top is the normal bodies that were created. Right. Now once let me reload this, right, you can see the movement of my bodies are designed as such, right? But what if my body that I have designed is different? Let's have a look at it. I'm taking an example for box.js, alright. Here I have given width and height of the body wherever the sketch.js is called, wherever I created my bodies, whatever is my input over here, right, is taken the same over here using the constructor. But when I'm creating the bodies, for example, I have different widths, like a fixed width, maybe like 30 and 50. Now the moment it reloads, can you see this? The one which is in the bottom area over here, right, is having a width of 30 by 50, whereas the one which is in the top here is having the same thing that is mentioned while creating an object. So rendering helps us to identify and see what does the object look like in the backend while the objects are being designed. That is why I mentioned this as a wireframe. The same is the vice versa situation as well, right? Where I do not mention this as width and height. It takes up the body, but when I'm displaying it, it could be a tendency that I don't write this dot width. This dot width is basically the width of the body and the width of the height of the body. Width of the body and the height of the body. Now here when I'm displaying, here also I can just give customized inputs, which is like a 40 by 40. So ideally, if you can see, it is creating a body with 70 by 70, which is mentioned in the constructor over here while I'm creating the object. But when I'm displaying it, it's given as 40 by 40, because of which it's still stable. But the way it looks like definitely does change, right? So be careful on where you're mentioning the width and the height of constant values. Always verify. As you can see, it's a little bit slow at this point because rendering does slow down a tad bit, not much, yeah, but of course it does slow down a bit, right? Hope this video was helpful for you to understand the concept of rendering. If it did, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you want me to do a series on matter.js, let me know in the comment section down below. For that matter, anything you want, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to help you guys. By the way, all the links are in the description box. Do check them out. See you guys in the next video. Once again, very, very happy new year. Love you guys. Bye.